All right, Duels of Runeterra number 15, North America, finals action, finally, 6 days later. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, we got Nolagold, ZincElemental. Let's get into it.
Theoretically, if we did have a dragon card to reveal, there's a 30% chance it rhymes with that.
Oh, now it's 30? Chad, it's still a 1% chance. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'll give you a hint. It happens in, what is it? The first part of it happens in 2 weeks. Is that right? Is that right? Is that what we're going with here? First part of it, 2 weeks.
Oh, the first part of it's happening now as we're getting into game tempo. Endure locked in for ZincElemental, going into game number 1 with that Endure Spiders that you were complaining about us not seeing enough of. We're going to get the Shadow Isle Freljord Mirror to start game number 1 off.
Hey, all right. Them 0-0s up there in the top. Game number 1, Nolagold versus ZincElemental. Pretty hyped for this one. Let's go. Let's see who's able to take it away. We're talking about, or I was talking about anyways, how I personally, because I was sleeping apparently during one of these games, did not see any They Who Endure today. I just blacked out and casted the game.
Started hallucinating an Alpha Wildclaw.
We do have... Hey, oh no, I do remember an Alpha Wildclaw. I'll tell you that much. That's a hard card to forget. But we do have the They Who Endure here to get started, going against what looks like a They Who Endure mirror match, but it is not. It is the Zombie Ash and Zinc. Off to a decent start, I think. You know, does have the Elise here. We'll see if the Elise is the difference maker. A lot of people moving back on over to the Elise champion.
This is, yeah, he's on 2 Elise, 1 Sejuani every now and then. Players are still kind of debating this one, right? Do you run 1 Elise? Do you run 2 Elise? Do you run 1, 2 Sej? You know, kind of play that out as you will. We're typically seeing more Elises in the Fearsome version, the players that are going for the Wraith Caller. Zinc electing not to go for that one, does have the Omen Hawk, the Sentry, the Fury. Not really liking that Wraith Caller version. And honestly, Endure is probably the deck that we've been seeing struggle the most lately. Bannerman used to be what we saw to struggle to pick up wins in this meta. Now it's all in on Endure Spiders. They are not having a phenomenal time out here.
No, not really. At least not in this tournament. We do see the Callista buffed up. 5-4 Callista. That is a big deal right now for ZincElemental. We'll see if Nolagold has any way to deal with it this turn or the next. Does have Rhyme Fang, but right now, no freeze.
Zinc looks so ready for that attack and then pulled it back, and then he's like, snap decision. He's smart.
I mean, yeah, hey, Nola can throw one of these 3 attack blockers in front of it, but feels kind of bad to block this Callista and not trade evenly with it. Otherwise, still feels bad to take 5 damage, right? So, either way...
Nola's gonna have to, like, block this Callista with the Ice Veil Archer and then challenge it with the Rhyme Fang Wolf next turn. And you might as well attack with the Omen Hawk because the Spiderling is getting summoned anyway. You don't really care which one of your 1/1s dies. Maybe you block the Elise with the Rhyme Fang, develop the other one next turn to kill this Callista, but we've seen players let people just run away with this Callista. You leave it on the board for 1 turn too long. A Blighted Caretaker comes out, she gets leveled up. All of a sudden, we've got Avarosan Sentries or Cursed Keepers coming back turn after turn after turn, and you just get buried in the advantage that it represents.
Yeah, and gonna see the attack token now. Head back on over to Nolagold. Neverglade Collector buffed up too. These are some pretty freaking good Omen Hawk targets, not gonna lie. Wow.
Yeah, definitely feeling pretty good on the side of Zinc, who honestly has a kind of weak turn here. Probably going to throw down this Omen Hawk since the Blade Caretaker doesn't do anything, given the fact that your opponent does have 2 Challenger units. This will bank 3 Spellman into the turn, which is nice. Not a lot of spells in the deck. You are going to get to hang on to that pretty much until the Atrocity turn. But I would imagine Atrocity's really hard to get up in a matchup, or really hard to get off in a matchup with this much Frostbite.
And gonna see what Nolagold decides to do here on the block. Looks like a Brittle Steel could be it to go ahead and save one of these Rhyme Fangs. Obviously, probably the 3-2 is going to be the one that you save. Going to go ahead and agree. Brittle Steel, that Callista, the 5-1 Callista, finally going to go ahead and die. No way for Zinc to save it there. So, unfortunately, what felt like a pretty good buffed up Callista now going to leave the field. And Zinc not nearly in as good of a spot now.
I mean, it's still traded for 2 cards. You still got the Brittle Steel out of your opponent as well as the Ice Veil Archer. You do have 1 card up on your opponent. Granted, it's pretty weak cards. It is just an Omen Hawk. The Ash now picked up by Nolagold does have a Babbling Beard in hand, which I believe Ash is the only target in this deck. So you will be getting another Ash, and that Flash Freeze is going to be pivotal in stopping this Endure Atrocity lethal.
Yeah, and I mean, the Fury of the North in hand as well. So even if this They Who Endure needs to come down a little bit early, can potentially get kind of a Atrocity Fury of the North turn off as well. Cursed Keeper drawn. I mean, has the Bloody Caretaker to activate the Cursed Keeper, so this is not necessarily a bad draw. Gonna opt for the Fury of the North onto the Bloody Caretaker to keep it too. So next turn looking to be pretty good on the side of Zinc, being able to get those saplings, fuel the They Who Endure a little bit more, and crucially start to develop some more units on the field with this Cursed Keeper getting the Escaped Abomination that it's going to summon.
It doesn't feel great to use this Fury here, but I definitely think hanging on to this Cursed Keeper is something that Zinc really wants to do. It's not that easy for Nola to take out. This isn't your typical Frostbite midrange deck. There's no Culling Strike coming out. It really is just a challenger onto it, and it has to be a Rhymefang Wolf in conjunction with an Ash. Just a normal Rhymefang won't get it done, and we're already down 2 Rhymefangs for Nola. But this Endure win con, not great for Zinc. I think Sejuani is something that he can play towards a lot more safely, but there's Ruinations too. Like, there are so many tools on the side of Nola to just handle this deck.
Yeah, we'll see what Nola has in response here. He could... Ruination doesn't really feel good. Gonna get the Abomination, obviously the draw off of the Sentry. Vile Feast will at least provide a blocker, possibly just get rid of that random Omen Hawk, but will take some damage from this Neverglade Collector. So it'll be interesting to see what he decides to play here. Also has the Kindly Tavern Keeper to heal up a little bit, which will honestly be pretty big in this matchup, I think, to just keep him outside of that range of something like They Who Endure.
I like Zinc hanging on to this Curse Keeper, understanding that Ruination is kind of a blowout card given the current board state, and will at least likely get to open attack with a 4-3 if that happens, and wants to just try and control the board now. And we're going to see, it looks like that a Kindly Tavern Keeper coming down for Nola, going to buff this Ash out of range of these saplings that... so it's going to go on to faces. I don't really care if I lose my Ash. I have Rekindler next turn.
Yeah, I think you kind of want Ash to die in this matchup. Not too big of a deal. Going to go ahead and attack with these saplings. The Cursed Keeper, which, again, I got to agree with you. Having these Last Breath effects on the field while you're, potentially playing around something like Ruination feels really good, because it's just always going to, potentially get your opponent to just not want to play that card. And we see it in hand. Nolagold obviously outside of the mana range to play the Ruination right now, but it could dissuade him next turn from playing this Ruination, especially because, these saplings are going to die. Really, all you're killing at that point is a 2-1, and you're basically just playing 9 mana to kill a Neverglade Collector. So I do love that play on the side of Zinc.
How does Zinc win this matchup, though? We know that Endure is not going to be enough. We know that Endure Atrocity isn't even going to be enough. Is there anything that you can actually get out? I mean, I guess, like, double Neverglade Collector? But even then, like, you're getting soaked up by the Ruination, and even if you do manage to get down double Collector after a Ruination, you don't have a board to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough. I mean, we have seen They Who Endure beat stuff like Midrange Frostbite, even with all the Frostbite cards. I don't think Nola ever doesn't have a Flash Freeze or a Harsh Winds or something in hand. So it's definitely going to be difficult. I don't think it's impossible. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, honestly, because like you said earlier, I don't really think we've seen this matchup at all. I don't have we ever seen this match at all? Period.
No, we will see it probably 3 Duels of Runeterras from now when Nolagold decides to play seriously again and Zinc meets him in the finals with Zombie Ash.
It'll just be mirror match Zombie Ash at that point. And all right, gonna get the Vile Feast out, summon that Spiderling, save the Ash, most importantly there, and yeah, and getting the Averrosion Sentry to proc as well, meaning there is only and the Curse Keeper, so there is actually no kind of board redevelopment after this potential Ruination on the following turn, or even turns after that.
Still can't get the Rekindler down, though. Ash not in the death pool, picks up a Brittle Steel. Even if he could freeze the entire board, doesn't quite have lethal here. It only represents about 11 damage, so probably not going to go for that. And I mean, this is a little bit awkward for Nola. Probably going to just attack with everything. Maybe hang back. No, I don't think you hang anything back. You have the brittle steel to go ahead and frostbite out this escaped abomination or whatever gets blocked onto your ash. I think Nola's feeling pretty good about his position, and Zinc top decking dud after dud.
Yeah, feels bad at this point. I mean, he had a pretty strong start, getting the Omen Hawk on things like this Neverglade, which is still on the field. He had that Callista originally. Does have this They Who Endure as a 10-10 now, but I don't know if it's ever really going to connect with Overwhelm or Atrocity or anything. We have so many tools on the side of Nolagold to, just deal with this. We have the Flash Freeze that could come down in response to an Atrocity. The Flash Freeze could come down just in response to an attack as well, followed up by a Ruination to just kill it. So it's going to be really hard.
I really like this out of Nola. You're going for a big push. All it costs you is a Brittle Steel. You know that Zinc doesn't really want to push any damage onto this Neverglade Collector, is probably going to have to, but that means that you're not actually fueling the Endure for the turn.
Yeah, I got to agree. That is a smart move on the side of Nolagold there. I'm going to go ahead and line up this block on the Neverglade Collector with the Spiderling. Man. It's so... This is like one of those matchups, and I know there's other matchups in this game that are like this too, where you're watching the game get played out, you're like, oh, look at They Who Endure, Atrocity. We even have the Haunted Relic in hand to proc this Neverglade Collector here a few times. But then you're like, but does anything Zinc does really matter? I don't know if there's really, like you were just saying earlier, how the heck does he get back into this game? I mean, 2 They Who Endures is a decent start, but I still don't think it's going to do it. I mean, you're just going to get one of these Ruinations out and just pray that he just doesn't have an answer to the other one?
Bad. Yeah, this ain't great. It does mean you get to push 3 damage through, though, with these... I mean, do you even do that? Haunted Relic? I don't think so. I think you actually... Well, because your opponent has the Crystal Arrow, these really don't play well on defense.
I don't know if I like jamming that They Who Endure on that turn. I mean, maybe he's thinking he doesn't have a choice, but that feels really bad.
You had a really bad attack turn otherwise, I feel.
Yeah. Oh,
but we are now in a situation where... No, Nola has to open Rekindler here, right? You have to understand that you need this Flash Freeze in case the last 2 cards are Endure Atrocity.
Yep.
That Ash going to turn back into the Flash Freeze.
Yeah, that's going to do it. I think that right there is what's going to actually seal this deal on the game. That Flash Freeze is just going to prevent literally any win condition that Zinc comes up with right now. He could, obviously go for the attack first and just get the Flash Freeze out. Looks like Arrow.
Nola has the attack token, so Nola attacks, Zinc takes 10. Go to next turn. Attack with my Endure. You Flash Freeze it. I don't Atrocity in response. Next turn, Nola opens with the Ash attack.
Yeah.
Endure is Frostbitten again.
Yep.
And you just never have the opportunity to actually get this out.
Yeah, he's just got too many freezes, unfortunately. This They Who Endure. Being an 18-18 doesn't really matter when you're getting Frostbitten every turn. This is the power of Sejuani that we've talked about in the past. People are like, well, Radiant Guardian with Unyielding Spirit. Well, that card doesn't matter if it's Frostbitten. So I'm not really worried about it. And same thing here. We're seeing this Ash just going to Frostbite this They Who Endure every turn, leading Nolagold down the path to victory here.
Oh, what is this card that Nola's playing? Oh, it was a Crystal Arrow that he was thinking about just cycling. Okay. Oh, and even picks up the Vengeance. Come on, Nola.
Jeez. I don't think he has enough options here.
This man has a family. He's got people who care about him. I care about him.
Wow, this deck, I think, just like hard bodies this They Who Endure deck. That is absolutely bonkers. Jesus. Woo!
I mean, this is what we talked about, right? If Nola got this far with this deck, there's no way that he did it without having a good Endure Spider or Frostbite mid-range matchup, right? We're seeing those decks pretty much out of just about every lineup, except, I was going to say, except for our finalists, but here I am, Zinc's right in front of me with an Endure deck.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie, everybody, I got the match score already up and changed. I'm just, we had such long games of Fresh Lobster, I'm like, nah, this is over. All right, no, I'll put it back. I don't want to do that. I want to do that to my boy Zinc. See if he has some sort of comeback here. I don't think it's possible. Just going to throw that out there.
No, I mean, Nola just has to open attack with the Ash, and that just kind of is what it is. Zinc doesn't have the capability to get enough blockers down for this to matter. Because even if you Blighted Caretaker this Endure, you don't have anything close to lethal with the damage that you're representing with this Neverglade Collector and the Atrocity.
And I mean, on the bright side, Atrocity can't get frostbitten right now, but I mean, I imagine. Well, yeah, no, it's not gonna matter. He's at 11 health.
You just open attack.
Yeah, you just open attack in this game. Well,
Pew.
Well, you know, it was a valiant effort by the They Who Endure deck, I gotta say. By valiant, I mean this deck had no chance at winning. At least from the looks of this game, anyways. Rough matchup for the They Who Endure deck. Nolagold gonna take it away. Throwing up the Thresh Lantern emote there. That emote metagame strong with Nolagold and taking away game 1.
There is no emote metagame.
There's an emote metagame. It's a thing. It's real.
I mute your emotes and you're out $10.
You and this man, you sure you're not just mad that you have to pay money for the emotes? Like,
no, I'm just next level.
Listen, we could start a GoFundMe to fund your emotes in Legend of Runeterra.
If you spent money on something and then I just completely invalidate, it's like you spend a bunch of money on skins and then I say, okay, yeah, I set it to a server where we can only play default skins. You're completely invalidated.
I will say, yeah, that kind of does feel bad where you buy emotes and then your opponent's just like, nah, I always mute everybody. Like, so much for what you paid for.
There's no mental mind games going on here. I don't see anything.
Can't be. At least Riot's not just like having you buy emotes and then just taking it directly out of the game after you paid for it.
No, that would be wild. That would be absolute. I can do that. Riot can't do that.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Destiny 2, you ever play Destiny?
No.
They all the expansions in the beginning that people paid for, they're like putting it in some vault somewhere and they're just deleting it out of the game because they don't have enough server space. So it's a big to do right now in the gaming industry. So.
All right, Casino versus Twisted Fate Swain.
Ooh. This is...
I mean, Twisted Fate, if we're going by ban rate, Twisted Fate Swain is the second best deck in the format.
I'm going to go Twisted Fate Swain because this is Nola's deck that Zinc's playing, and Nola's going to know probably what to play and when to play it, maybe. So I give slight advantage to Nolagold. But if this was like, you know, just deck versus deck, not taking players into consideration, I don't know. That's a tough one. Casino, is it easy to say that Casino has the advantage in any match? Like, do you ever just hardcore go, yeah, no, Casino definitely has the advantage in this matchup? Like, what deck is that has the advantage against?
I don't know. It feels really weird for me to try and evaluate Casino because every time I see it, I see like a slot bot come out, and then the slot bot gets really, really big, and then it gets blocked by 2 spiderlings, and the game ends.
Yeah. It's kind of like asking somebody like, all right, how reliable is it to make your income just going to the casino and playing the slots every day? Like, not too reliable.
I mean, that's what this has over something like the discard aggro, though. Obviously, you still have the Jinx win condition that you can play to, but the backup win condition of the Twisted Fate is very good. Crowd favorite is sort of replaced by the slot bot here. And while it doesn't have the overwhelm, it does get a lot bigger, a lot more resilient, and it's actually really hard to kill on play, as well as the fact that you don't need a wide board to take advantage of it. So I do think that Casino, as weird as this is going to sound, a little more inconsistent.
Wait, did you just say it's weird to say that Casino is inconsistent? Did you just say that? Did I hear that right?
Yeah, I said what I said.
I was like, wait a second. I think the word casino is defined with the word inconsistency. So...
Only if you don't know what you're doing, kid.
Yeah, right.
I've seen Ocean's 13, I think it was, the one where they like just rig an entire casino.
Oh, I love that movie. It's so good.
See, if you just named the deck Ocean's 13, you'd be winning all the time.
Oh, great. Now we have to figure out a deck to name that now. Oh, man. Zap Spray Friend gonna hit the field, getting use of that extra spell mana there. And, wow, pretty big attack on the side of the casino deck. Gonna block the slot bot to try to put some damage into it, but essentially kind of just heals itself on the next turn, getting some additional stats back after the draw goes off, or the power from it. But Ravenous Flock gonna turn that slot machine off and say, hell no, you are getting off this field.
So Ravenous Flock is a card that's really bad against aggro. Typically, when a unit gets damaged in that deck, it dies. Slotbot is sort of the one thing you're going to get damage onto it with. Now Nola gets to play the Swain, and the only blocker that Zinc is going to have available for it is if he wants to run out this Jinx or play the Astute Academic and fire off a Rummage, but I really don't think you want to rummage away a Slotbot and a Mystic Shot just to get a blocker onto the Swain. I think Zinc is actually just going to have to take this damage.
Yeah, and it's going to feel really bad. I got to agree. I mean, getting rid of Slotbot in general just always feels really bad. It's one of the core cards of the deck. You know, maybe not as integral as something like Jinx, but man, those slot bots can get really big if you're playing them right and you're hitting those slots like you wanna. So he is deciding to possibly summon the slot bot here, which I do agree with. I think getting the additional unit on field is pretty smart here. He's going to go ahead and save some health by Mystic Shotting this Zap Spray Fin.
And this does give him the Jinx level on the following turn. Can't even play it alongside the Astute Academic and the Rummage, just kind of get full value, though he would have to eliminate something off his own board, so I think I mean, you don't hate eliminating that Pool Shark.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get down the Astute Academic, sure. Otherwise, I think you Rummage. It sucks that you drew a Twisted Bait.
Yeah, I mean, does it? You can play the pick a card. It adds some stats to the slot bot here. I guess the slot bot kind of feels bad though sometimes because it's cards you drew last turn. So if you were to play the pick a card, it's actually 2 turns delayed on the slot bot's effect actually getting those stats, which just feels really slow. But I mean, definitely worth the payoff once it does actually end up going off.
Looks like, is this Petty Officer? We're considering Petty Officer into the barrel so that we have Noxian Fervor to remove the Jinx. Don't have to commit a Ravenous Flock to that alongside. And that is going to level the Swain. And if that slot bot doesn't high roll into 3 attack, I don't know if it's a high roll necessarily, but it is sort of the advantageous thing for Zinc. Yep. If that doesn't hit 3 attack, Nola wipes your board.
Wait, all right, that slot bot's been on the field. Let's see, it'll have 6, 7 stats. So I think it's actually more statistically probable for it to have 3 or higher attack, technically, with the amount of different options that come out of the slot bot. So we'll see if it does end up with the 3 attack there. And we'll see if, I mean, do you just Rummage and level this Jinx?
I mean, you can attack with the Jinx first, see if Nola will actually line up a block onto it with the Swain. Mm-hmm. And then throw out the Rummage. But, I mean, either way, if you attack with the Jinx and he blocks with the Swain, you die to Ravenous Flock. If we took away the barrel Noxian Fervor play, which is fine because Zinc does have an answer for it. If another Mystic Shot came out of Zinc when you went for that, it would feel tragic.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And, yep, all right. There's the Jinx level. And we see, anyways... I mean, there is technically no... he could technically Noxian Fervor and Ravenous Flock the Jinx to get rid of it this turn. Is that a play that you do on the side of Nolagold?
I mean, these Ravenous Flocks really aren't getting hit onto anything else.
I mean, I feel like, generally speaking, in discard aggro or casino, getting rid of Jinx is usually the right prioritization as far as what you want to use your resources on. And even if you have to overextend a little bit to do it, it generally seems to be the right choice.
Yeah, see Jinx, kill Jinx is a pretty good strategy. Nola does have the mana to do it. It's going to cost him a little bit, just this Spiderling. I mean, you could even... It'd probably cost you the Unscarred Reaver, right? You kind of want... So, it's weird, because you don't really care about killing the Zonite Urchin. The plan is to attack with a leveled Swain next turn and, you know, clear your opponent's entire board. But if that slot bot does roll into 3 attack, you have to sort of proactively deal with that if you do want to wipe your opponent's board. So, and this Unscarred Reaver, it's not doing anything. This thing cannot get damaged without actually dying, because your Noxian Fervors deal 3 damage to it.
Yeah, no Transfusion in this deck. Only Noxian Fervors. And it feels really bad, too, that Zinc only has 1 mana, otherwise would be able to prevent the Noxian Fervor here with the Mystic Shot. So kind of a feels bad moment on the side of Zinc. Gonna go ahead, get the kill onto this Jinx, it looks like, with the Ravenous Flock. Again...
When was the last time we saw a Transfusion?
Probably before Crimson Disciple got nerfed.
It's been a minute.
That's literally like Transfusion... Or sorry, Crimson Disciple made Transfusion a good card, I think.
Is that a...
Ooh.
Tell me that's not a 2/6. Is that a 3/6? It's hard to tell.
It's a 3/6. It's 3/6.
Okay, thank goodness.
So it did high roll again. See, it was definitely more statistically probable for it to get a 3 attack. Plus,
but we get the gold.
Red card.
Oh, it gets the red card will stun the slot bot.
But he does have a suit up.
He does have a suit up. He also has a Brash Gambler.
Ooh, yes, also does have a Brash Gambler. That's gonna be. Wait, that's actually so. Brash Gambler says 2 play. You need to discard 2 cards, right? So you actually cannot play it if you have less. So that's really unfortunate. I don't know. Do you play? What's the Brash Gambler's health? I forget. 5.
But if you play Gambler, you actually lose here.
Yeah.
You need, but like it looks so appealing, right?
Well, yeah, it's Brash Gambler. I mean, you want to try to open attack with it. So it looks like he is going to go the route of the suit up. Which, I mean, if you're gonna try, you need to attack with the Brash Gambler, I think. So if you are going that route, I don't think. I mean, I think it makes sense to just play it on your next turn when you're going to attack. There's no need to like get it down now and try for an open attack, right?
No.
So I do like this play. We're going to go ahead and get the suit up on something here to block this Swain, save the remainder of what is on Zinc's field here. Imagine maybe the chompers here. You go ahead. No, I'm going to go ahead with the pool shark.
I think you like the chompers to try and push through these last little points of damage for the lethal. It's the 1/2 doesn't really represent much. It doesn't even trade into anything.
Yeah, I'm going to get this block off. The Fervor and Flock won't do anything as far as this trade is concerned. Going to take 4 damage to the face on the side of Zinc. We'll see what happens with this Brash Gambler and Mystic Shot here. If this is going to turn the game around for Zinc.
How close is this Twisted Fate to leveling? It's got to be near there, right?
Nah, I mean, that second arrow doesn't even have an outside border. So this next turn might end up being the 5th, which means I think it's going to be on 7 after the Brash Gambler attack. So it would level on his opponent's next attack turn, I think.
Unless he draws a draw spell off the Brash Gambler. It looks like we're going to flock the Twisted Fate.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think you let it sit around any longer than it already has.
Yeah, you do. I mean, as we said, Nolagold knows the matchup. He knows how quickly you can level this Twisted Fate, and all it would take is something like Zinc playing a salvage into a rummage or something, and all of a sudden that's online. The game gets a lot harder for you because Nola, he's out of threats. It's really just this Swain. Never mind, he has another Swain. Oh, and there's the rummage.
Yeah, that would have undeniably been the shot for him to go ahead, go for that Twisted Fate level. Now, I mean, rummage or Brash Gambler. I think
Brash Gambler, you need the body.
Yeah, I think you need the
and
unit.
You've still got mana to play whatever you draw.
And this slot bot is going to be pretty hefty on the following turn. I mean, hopefully he high rolls and gets kind of the highest health possible with the re-attack would be the best possible result, I think.
Does Nola ever just Noxian Fervor face here so the game? Oh no, because the Gambler. So I think he's thinking about lining this up so that you kill the slot bot and stun the Gambler.
Yep. Yeah, which is unfortunate. The slot bot is going to go ahead and die this turn, whether it's to Ravenous Flock or Noxian Fervor. One way or the other, it's going down. And if he is able to stun this, if he's able to stun the Brash Gambler, I mean, that's just game, right? I mean, there's if you're holding that Gambler off for 1 turn, you know, Zinc's at 8. Nola's just going to be able to attack for the game. Yeah, especially with this Petty Officer coming down.
And it looks like he is going to give the Gambler a chance to attack, though. Let's see what Zinc can find off the top. Is there anything he could actually get that's going to get him out of this situation, though? Jinx would be phenomenal.
Yeah, Jinx is... Well, is Jinx phenomenal? I mean, Jinx... You'd have to get, like, Jinx and then something you can play.
Yeah, like Jinx Mystic Shot. I mean, name a better card than Jinx to get off the top, right?
Jinx plus anything that's 3 or less mana that's not Get Excited or something that requires a discard. Is Zinc playing Sump Dredger?
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, 2 Sump Dredgers.
Sump Dredger is the kind of the one caveat I've always seen to this deck, and even discard aggro, where so many times people end up stuck with it in their hand and just can't play it because they don't have an additional card to discard. We do see a Zonite Urchin, which could still draw some stuff with this fleeting Choppers here, which will also get summoned on the discard. So this isn't terrible.
No, and he does get a permanent card out of it, but he still doesn't have something for this Swain.
Yeah, and that's still you're not going to be able to play that. Yep.
You literally can't play that. You are so far off of playing that.
I was worried about Sump Dredger. How about the next Brash Gambler? That's terrible. Wow. And yeah, I think you just are gonna. I'm surprised he's not getting rid of the slot bot when it has the 3 health. That seems kind of odd.
That up to a 7/6?
Yeah, I really don't know why he did that. I guess if you stun it,
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter. It gets the Arachnoid Sentry off the top. That means nothing can stop the Swain attack.
He just knew it. He knew that was coming. That's why.
He knew it. He knew it. He can see through the Matrix.
It's fine. So,
The secrets of the universe are open to Nolagold. When you play Casino for as long as he has, you get the Mangekyo Sharingan. You can look at your deck. You get that My Valentine scented sort of card back. He knew it was coming, and Nola picks up the win. 2-0. Zinc gonna have to pull this one back.
Yep. And just a reminder too, we're going on game 3 here. Gonna see if Nolagold can take a sweep here at the end, the finals of Duels of Runeterra number 15 NA. But more importantly, after the finals are over, we do have the announcement that we are finally going to be able to get out to you guys. Jesus, I have been sitting on this puppy all day. Cannot wait. Oh my gosh.
What I will say, because I really don't want to mislead you guys, if you're waiting for a card reveal, leave.
Why'd you spoil it, man?
Because I don't want people flocking in thinking that we're like revealing Aurelian Soul. That's not what's happening here.
Unfortunately,
I'm gonna tell you straight up, we're not revealing Aurelian Soul.
All right, at least you broke it to him. You were the one that was hard pushing it earlier too.
That's why I was like, you know what? I've been pulling their legs too long. People are gonna believe me.
Well,
let me let them down now while they can still save a little bit of time.
Okay, but here's what I have on the flip side of that. It's better than revealing, at least in my opinion anyways, it's better than revealing Aurelian Soul. As excited as I am to see that, probably tomorrow on the Play Runeterra Twitter, I am super excited for what's to come with this announcement, so. And now we riot. Oh my god. And then Sparkling goes, they're totally going to reveal Aurelian Soul.
The mind games have begun.
Yeah. What are we really going to do, guys? I told you
We're gonna play 5D chess against Chad, apparently.
There's a 1% chance. There's a 1% chance, like I said, right? I'm going to update the match score here.
So, this matchup feels weird to me. At its core, Casino does feel like a discard aggro deck. It's got a couple of cool tricks in there, but it is generally, playing these aggressively statted units, going wide, things like that. It's got a couple of pillar towers that you can play in there. But Karma Ezreal has pretty good removal onto the key targets. Will of Ionia resetting a slot bot can be a huge deal. And there's only so many impactful attackers that Zinc has that Nola actually has to commit stun effects to.
All right, well, we'll see if Zinc can pick up an actual win here with Casino against the Casino Master. See if he can pick it up. I love that. This is gonna be full circle.
Hold on.
Picks up a win.
If Zinc wins this tournament, is he the Casino Master?
Ooh.
Does he replace Nola?
I don't know, man.
Does the student become the master when you kill the master to do it?
I don't know, man. That's a tough question. I don't know. What happened to the Karate Kid? Let's go off that.
I don't think the Karate Kid ever was like, Master, I will kill you for your title. Granted, I haven't seen the Karate Kid.
Wait, what? Hold on. What? The new one and the old one, or just one of them?
I've seen the Jackie Chan one.
You haven't seen the original Karate Kid?
Oh.
If I could Darius emote you right now, I would Darius emote you. This is not
Your emotes
cool.
have no effect on me.
Yeah, I know. You would mute my emote. I get it. It's fine, bro. It's fine.
I'll turn off the Skype cam.
Jesus. I'll turn off the Skype cam. Talk to a black box. We have an announcement to make, man. We can't do that. All right. So we'll see what comes out next from this Casino deck. And
the answer's looking like not a lot. We're gonna have to see how much value this pick a card can get as we discard the pick card.
Amazing.
I mean, we're gonna use a Twisted Fates pick a card a little bit later on. Just the timing on that one was pretty humorous.
That was great. That was perfect time. That is caster timing, is what that was. It was great. Oh man, we really need to use this rummage. Well, we're not gonna play that this turn. Missed. Okay, so we're gonna have the gold card. It looks like come out, try to eventually get rid of this this Ezreal, which honestly this Ezreal can absolutely decimate the board on the side of ZincElemental. So I do think this is a good decision to kind of prioritize getting rid of this Ezreal here in this matchup.
And there's not a lot of gas in Nola's hand. The Chump Bump actually offers up a very, very impactful blocker, but in terms of actual removal and even stun effects, I mean, Nola's got a really high life total that he can still play with. These are pretty weak attacks coming out of ZincElemental. If you wanted to throw the Get Excited onto this Sump Dredger, you're only taking 3 damage. We're actually going to go for the Mystic Shot onto the Twisted Fate. And now, Zinc, do you want to throw away one of these things to a Twisted Fate's pick a card, or do you want to try to go for the Twisted Fate again? It really hasn't gotten that much value, but a red card to remove the Ezreal is probably the most card-efficient way that you could get this done.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I'm gonna go for the Rummage, gonna dig a little bit there. Getting rid of a slot bot, too, which is a pretty big deal. You know, not having access to that, that's one less slot bot in the deck now. Those are pretty awesome cards when everything is said and done if you are able to roll them pretty high, get a lot of draws off, and instead going to lose a Twisted Fate. Going to see if we get a red card like you just mentioned.
I feel like Brash Gambler is like the highest priority target for Zinc. You get that online, that's how you win this game. But Will of Ionia says Brash Gambler is just a -3.
Yeah, Will of Ionia says, hell nah. Hell nah. Get that brash gambling drawing stuff out of my face. 5-mana Will of Ionia.
Do you think that Nola brought Karma Ezreal because he was like, this is what absolutely hard bodies Casino. If I have to commit my PNZ elsewhere, I might as well just make sure that I never lose to a Casino player.
So wait, hold on. I gotta touch on this because Brickholm's in chat. Is ZincElemental just the real true bro here in this entire tournament? Just saying, all right, guys, I'm gonna quick 0-3 for you guys so we can get to this announcement and you guys can actually see what the heck is going on.
Counterpoint, what if Zinc actually did go watch Cats with his friends?
It's like his girlfriend's playing for him right now.
Either that or he's just like watching Cats and like his friends are talking and he's like, no, guys, sorry, I gotta like play this game real quick.
Oh yeah, he's in the theater just playing on mobile right now. Oh man. Oh yeah, this is not looking good for Zinc here. Gonna have a Shroom drawn as well. I mean, Nola doesn't have a whole lot of resources, but like you said, if this Brash Gambler comes down, which, I mean, honestly, Brash Gambler discarding Jury Rig and Flame Choppers seems really good, but having to return it and play it again with Will of Ionia seems really, really bad.
Oh no, here comes the Will of Ionia. Oh, Nola, don't do it to him.
Don't do it.
No,
don't
you gotta do it though, Nola. Yeah, do it. Give it to him. Give him that Will of Ionia. Put it back. So discard 2 cards for nothing.
What is this? This is terrible. I think Nola's feeling it. I think so. He's like kind of moving in his seat a little bit. I think he's getting a little antsy. He wants to win this. I am eyeing Nolagold to see his reaction. I want to see his reaction if he is able to put this one away.
That's basically impossible, right? There's no way that Zinc can get this game done.
I don't think so. I think Nola.
We're very close to a Karma Deep Med turn.
Yeah, this is Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. We're 2 turns away from Karma being enlightened. Deep Med is active in hand. Sure, Nola does not have a lot of options, but I think the way Nola's playing this just shows his experience playing against Casino right now. He's not very concerned about using each and every resource that he's got right now. He's just like, screw it. I'm gonna keep doing these 1-for-1 trades. I'm gonna will this Brash Gambler. It doesn't really matter because I know if I keep going this route, I'm gonna be able to outlast my opponent with something like, this Karma and Deep Med in hand.
I wonder if he is gonna fire off the Deep Med before we get to the Karma turn. I don't think it's the most unreasonable thing I've ever heard. Playing the Karma here scares me. I saw Nola hover that. Don't think I didn't see that, Nola.
Yeah, please don't. We still have Get Excited online. If he could like throw the game if he does do that.
I think the Deep Med's extremely reasonable.
Yeah.
I think if you can get down another Dragonling on the next turn, you're in a great spot. This Karma scares me. This Karma is going to get played. Get Excited is here for ZincElemental. He gets to kill the Karma, and Nola really not left with a lot.
Oof. This is, he plays the Karma. This might have just thrown this game a little bit. That's really disappointing because this looked like a really, really clear-cut win on the side of Nola, and now we have a pretty even game. I mean, I'd still say Nola has the advantage here, but definitely not going to be as easy as it would have been with an Enlightened Karma on field.
I think card for card, like Zinc doesn't necessarily have better Nuts top decks. Mm-hmm. But I think Zinc has a wider range of Nuts top decks.
Oh, ooh.
Like that one.
Wow.
Deep Med for Nola's not bad, though.
Yeah. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jinx is better.
I mean, if we see a Thermo Beam gotten off of this Deep Med. Oh, but we don't. Oh, we don't got the Deep Med shit. Could Nola be falling to Casino? Oh. And okay, regardless of whether or not Zinc wins the set, he did pick up the win with Casino against Nola. That's the moral victory, the moral high ground. You can go ahead and get spanked into oblivion after that.
Wait, whoa. Are you already calling this? Are you sitting there saying that Nola's going to take this L?
I'm not. Oh, how does this work?
Wait. Oh, yeah. Yep.
No, I was thinking if you get if you suit up the Jinx, does she level up into a 5/5?
Oh, that's a good question. No, not a 5/5. I think a 5/4.
Well, you already level into a 5/4. Isn't it just like a +1/+1 on the stats? It'd be kind of weird.
No, I don't think so. I think she just goes to a 5/4 So she'd really just only be gaining 1 attack after the suit up is played, if that makes sense.
Well, because if you have an Omen Hawk buff onto an Elise, it still turns into a 5/3. It doesn't like blanket turn back into a 4/3.
Chat's saying 5/5 seems. I tend to think it's a 5/4. I don't know if anybody actually knows for sure. Like, does anybody? Yeah, anybody got proof? You got a screenshot? Let's see these screenshots in chat. Think about Braum. Think about Braum. You know, I spend a lot of days thinking about Braum, what he could have been, what he could have accomplished, and now he's just bad again. It's so sad. Depends on whether the suit up or Jinx level goes first.
Well, Jinx doesn't go off until your hand is empty, so because it's a burst speed spell, I would assume that. I mean, the suit up has to resolve first. I don't think that's up for debate.
Yeah, the suit up resolves first. I think she goes, it sets it to a 4/4, and then she levels up. And I don't think, the thing with a level up is, and I don't think this is stated anywhere, I don't think level up specifically says this champion gains +1/+1. I think level up is this champion gets set at these stats for its level 2.
I don't think it does, because we've seen buffed units get like kind of extra buffed by their level ups.
Oh, I don't know. Can't remember.
Yeah, like if you like because I mean, like if you Elixir of Iron to Darius, he doesn't turn into a 10/6, he turns into a 13/6.
So maybe that's right then. So maybe it would be a 5/5. So you go to a 4/4, you'd level up, be a 5/5. No level up.
Anyway, because the Jinx died, Zinc is back in the back foot on this one, and Nola is going for lethal. Going to have to suit up to protect this, get the slot bot down as a blocker, but we still have Thermo Beam for Nola. We still have 4 HP down on the side of Zinc thanks to this, and that is a stun effect. I'm pretty sure this is just going to be lethal. Nolagold should be picking this one up here. Ooh. Stun either unit, Thermo Beam the last unit, tack for lethal.
Oh, yep. The concussive palm looking like it's going to do it. Yeah. Oh, the Shen emotes at the same time.
There's the surrender, and that means Nolagold
3-0 taking it away.
Your Duels of Runeterra 15 North America champion finally gets that Duels of Runeterra under his belt. Yep. And honestly, yeah, put his money where his mouth is. Came to play this weekend and got it done. Dropped the casino, saw it in the finals, strangled his child with his own hands, and picked up a win.
What?
And sometimes that's what it has to take. You have to kill the old you. You meet Casino in the finals.
Did you sneak that in there? I literally was just going to let that fly.
I don't think I snuck anything in there. I think that was... I said what I said, you know?
Nolagold finally, with how many tournaments he has topped in, played in, just all this good stuff. And I think he's actually won some other tournaments as well. Finally getting a Duels of Runeterra under his belt. Long time coming. Definitely, much deserving of the title. He's played in plenty of these. Also top 8 top 16, a ton of them as well. So good to see Nolagold taking away a win there. And ZincElemental taking second place. Obviously returning, trying to reclaim his throne. Not going to be able to do it this time. But either way, super, super good game and match between Nolagold and ZincElemental. So as always, everybody, stay healthy, stay positive. I hope it just works for you. Peace out.